Fables should be taught as fables, myths as myths, and miracles as poetic fancies. To teach superstitions as truths is a most terrible thing. The child mind accepts and believes them, and only through great pain and perhaps tragedy can he be in after years relieved of them. In fact, men will fight for a superstition quite as quickly as for a living truth, often more so, since a superstition is so intangible you cannot get at it to refute it. But truth is a point of view, and so is changeable. And this week's opening quote comes from Hypatia. Welcome to Surviving the Matrix. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maxwell Igan. It's a pleasure to be with you once again, and I will be your host for the next hour. Truths certainly are interesting things, and so are superstitions. Both are very interesting things. And we live in a world of what must essentially be seen as distorted truths, and certainly a world that is rife with superstition. Just look at the war on terror, folks. That's pretty superstitious. Look at the rise of Islamophobia around the world. That's pretty superstitious as well. Not to mention religion itself. That is certainly one of the most superstitious things ever conceived, and certainly has a lot to answer for when one looks at the state of the world, played out by all of our governments now. And of course, while all this is going on, you have this whole tribe of self-styled evangelists out there screaming out for people to just wait and behave and bide their time, that everything's going to get worse, but it's going to get better because the Saviour is coming to save them, and they don't actually need to do anything to stop the government because it's all part of the plan, because this will bring about the second coming. And of course, what these evangelists are doing is the government's work for them, and they are simply playing into the script that has been designed to keep everybody waiting and biding their time and sitting down in a state of inaction in the erroneous belief that they are going to be saved by an external source. And as I said, folks, this is simply playing into the script and doing the government's work for them. And our governments, my God, look at what these people are doing. They are certainly ramping things up to the fullest of degrees as much as they can. Even here in Australia, we've got military exercises happening in Sydney, anti-terror exercises, of course. Or we've got to put people in the state of fear from the terrible terrorist boogeyman that we're wanting to create ourselves. And of course, we have to get them used to seeing militarized police and soldiers everywhere, because that is the future that we have planned for the people. This is, of course, what the politicians are thinking. This is, of course, their motivation. Our Prime Minister here is doing wonderful things, of course. He's saying that he's going to accept refugees from Syria now. Of course, he's a very balanced individual, and he probably thinks it's a little unfair for Australia to be accepting refugees from Syria without having the opportunity to go into Syria and create some refugees to begin with. So while he's accepting refugees from Syria, he's also going and bombing Syria as well, in the hope of keeping things in balance. That's the way this sociopathic little cretin that we call a Prime Minister just seems to operate, folks. But really, folks, we need to get this Kakistocracy out of power. These criminals that are running our world, we need to get them out of power. We need to do something with them. And I call them criminals because they are. David Cameron is a criminal. He's an out-and-out criminal. Same as Tony Abbott, same as Barack Obama, same as any politician who is supporting the fake war on terror. I mean, let's look at what this legal system is, folks. The legal system is there, the criminal legal system is there to prevent people from being subject to harm. That's what it's for. I mean, you've got a legislative system, but you've also got a criminal legal system, which deals with people who have been harmed by other people. Well, let's look at the government, folks. Government causes harm. That's all it does, is it causes harm both to people and to our environment. And when harm is caused, it is a criminal offence. Therefore, governments are criminal because governments cause harm. Therefore, these are criminal organisations populated by criminals who are going out of their way to cause harm. That is all governments do. If you look at any problem we have on this planet, it is a result of legislation that's been put in place by government. You look at every war on this planet, it has been started by government. You look at every person in a state of hardship on this planet, if they're in a state of financial hardship, if they're in a state of homelessness, if they're in a state of incarceration, then they have been harmed by government because government is criminal. It is a criminal institution populated by criminals and psychopaths who do nothing but cause harm. Therefore, government needs to be subject to its own criminal law because by its action of causing harm, government is by definition a criminal organisation. Government is criminal. Let me not bandy any words in saying that because it is true. Tony Abbott, you are a criminal because you are a liar who is causing harm. That is what you do every day. That is what David Cameron does. That is what Barack Obama does. That is what these people do. They are the scum of the earth. They are criminals. They need to be removed from office. They need to be taken to The Hague, and they need to stand trial for the harm that they have caused. I mean, look at the state of the Middle East, folks. Look what we've done to these people. And if you really want to understand what's going on in the Middle East, folks, you need to go and read a paper called A Strategy for Israel in the 1980s by a man called Oded Yinon. You'll find a link to it on my website, thecrowhouse.com. If you scroll down the homepage, you will find a link to Oded Yinon's paper, which outlines the Greater Israel Project. And if you want to look at what is going on in the Middle East today, it is absolutely perfectly outlined in this paper describing the Greater Israel Project. They plan to go in, destabilize every country, destroy the leadership, decimate the people, just leave them scattered, and then drive them out. And that's exactly what they are doing right now in every country in the Middle East. And when you look at where they are doing it, it is all perfectly outlined by the Greater Israel Project. ISIS is an Israeli Western-run operation from the ground up, fully funded, has been from day one. It is designed to destabilize the Middle East and blame it on the Muslims when the real culprit is the warmongering terrorist criminal Benjamin Netanyahu and his psychopathic terrorist government that currently populates the rogue terrorist state of Israel. That is where all the instability in the Middle East is coming from, and it is provable. The only reason that people don't know it is because of the barefaced liars and propagandists that populate the insidious organization of lies and disinformation we know as the mainstream media. And the only way we're going to deal with this, folks, is by a united, coordinated response by the people. And this is what I'm attempting to do with Full Circle Project. Of course, this sort of response is being undermined by the government themselves. The government has interjected all of these random conspiracy theories into the movement at the moment, such as the Flat Earth debate, which is a huge PSYOP. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. It's a huge PSYOP. All these Flat Earth people are doing is debating an issue that's been debated since the dawn of time, and we still haven't got a satisfactory answer for. As far as I'm concerned, folks, I'm on the fence. I don't believe the Earth is a ball. I don't believe the Earth is flat. I don't believe it's hollow. I don't believe it's a hologram. I don't believe anything. I'm still on the fence because I have not so far been presented with anything that would satisfactorily prove anything. Not that it matters, because it doesn't matter what the playing field is. It matters about the condition of the playing field, which is currently one of slavery. But the Flat Earth movement has been very, very beneficial for the government in undermining any response to this system. It has completely divided the alternative community and the truth movement. It has caused a massive amount of infighting, and that is the problem with the Flat Earthers, is that they are completely intolerant and they are divisionist. I actually saw a post on YouTube the other day where one guy said Flat Earth is winning. Flat Earth is winning, the globalists are running for cover or some sort of thing. This guy literally believes that he, as a Flat Earther, is engaged in a battle with the globe earthers in proving that the Earth is flat. This is what this guy's dedicating his time to now. He's not engaged in a battle with the elite. He's not worried about the police state. He's not worried about all the people being slaughtered. He's not engaged in any sort of activity or animosity or battle with the controlling hand. He's battling those members of the alternate media who believe the prison is a different shape than him. That's what the Flat Earth movement has done, folks. It has created a huge wedge, and it has effectively divided the truth community and stultified any response to the control grid. And while this whole Flat Earth debate has been raging, the wars and the police state have been ramping themselves up unbelievably fast because everybody is distracted with the infighting. Everybody is fighting amongst themselves over an issue of no consequence that has never been satisfactorily answered by anybody. What difference does it make anyway, folks? There are people around this world that are suffering because we're not paying attention. We're arguing about details of the prison, and the shape of the prison, folks, as far as I'm concerned, it's a detail. And like I said, I'm not a globe earther, I'm not a flat earther, I'm not any type of earther. I don't think about it. What I care about is freedom. I care about the freedom to find out what type of a construct we live in, because it could be anything. And I haven't found satisfactory proof to convince me either way. Not yet. So I think all these people who are arguing over the shape of the construct should just put their differences aside, because it doesn't matter a damn what the shape of the construct is. And even if, okay, they've lied to us about the shape of the earth, wow, another lie to throw on the pile of lies. Doesn't mean shit. It's just another lie. Everything's a lie. Everything they've told us is a lie. And once we've established the freedom to find out what's really going on, then I'll believe what's going on. But until that point, I'm not going to buy into anything, and I'm certainly not going to buy into division, because what we need is respect and unity. You know, when I look at the state of things, folks, when I look at the infighting in the truth community and all this rubbish, all this flat earth bullshit and all the rubbish that's been directed at me, I just think, why bother even going on? Why bother even continuing the radio shows? I mean, I've said so much stuff on these shows over the last 7 or 8 years. I've presented the solution to the world so many times. And really, the solution is unity, is respect. I mean, I don't know what the actual plan is or what the future is going to look like, but I know that if we do not have respect and unity for each other, and we are not prepared to step into our own personal power, then we can forget it. It's not going to happen. Now, that's the answer. That's the way out. The way out is for us to put all of our stuff down and respect each other. It's got to start there, and then we will discover what the way out is. We'll discover what the future is. We'll discover what the answers are. And I'll get in trouble for saying that. Oh, he just said he knows the way out. He just said he knows. I mean, all of this stuff that people do, they split hairs, they twist what you say. People always twist what you say. You know, because I've said to people that I don't care what the shape of the earth is, they say to me, oh my God, you don't care about exposing the biggest lie of all time and you call yourself a truther. Well, folks, I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know yet. Like I said, jury's still out with me. I'll expose it as a lie once I know it's a lie. But I won't be able to find that out until I've established some freedom for the human condition. So it isn't that I don't care about exposing lies because I don't care what the shape of the construct is. This is another false assumption that these people make about all of this stuff. You know, if you say you don't care about it, they say, oh, you don't care about being lied to. But he didn't say that. That's just what they assumed because of their paranoia and their insecurities. That's just the way they do it. And this is all part of the divisionist programming. And we've got to see how this is playing out, folks. We've got to see how this is playing out in just about every aspect of our lives. The divisionist programming, divide and conquer, is the motto, and it is a very, very effective mechanism. It's a very effective methodology. It's been used for years and years, and they're using it on us right now. And people simply can't see the forest for the trees. For my part, folks, I think we're all equal, and I think we all have value. I don't think it really matters what anybody thinks about the shape of the construct. I don't think it really matters what anybody's personal philosophies are. What I care about is freedom. What I care about is establishing freedom for the human condition and giving us an opportunity to bloom and giving us an opportunity to find out how we got here and find out what's really going on. And I care about life. Life is a gift, is a wonderful thing, and I care about my friends that I see dying. I care about my friends that I watch getting sicker. You know, I see my friends in Gaza, and every time I see them on video, they look a little worse. They look a little less healthy. They're starting to develop little coughs and things like this. You know, there's no fresh water in Gaza at the moment. And I don't give a damn what the shape of the construct is, folks. What I give a damn about is getting water to the people in Gaza, rescuing the people in Yemen from the insane onslaught they're receiving at the hands of our governments who are supporting all of this crap. What I care about is the people of Syria who are being bombed into oblivion by the terrorists who run our governments as well. What I care about is stopping all of these wars and establishing some freedom for the human condition. And I cannot turn my focus from these people. I cannot forsake my friends in Gaza to jump down a rabbit hole of endless debate. I'm sorry, I simply can't do it. I cannot bear to leave the human condition in its current state of disrepair to argue about a topic of complete and utter irrelevance, and a topic that will never be answered until we have established freedom. And like I said, folks, those who say they know, they're lying to you. Nobody knows anything.